Welcome to the Ghost Stories YouTube channel. Here, we will bring you the scariest experiences through ghost stories, mysteries, and inexplicable mysteries of the mysterious world. Whether you are someone who enjoys learning about ghost stories or simply looking for a new entertainment experience, our channel will be the ideal destination. Join us in the horror space and get ready for the most tense and scary moments. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you for joining the Ghost Stories YouTube channel, and now, get ready for some spooky moments with us.
7 Freaky Nights. Chapter 3, Third Night, Hidden Chat Friend. Vuongdo's death haunted the atmosphere of the entire ghost storytelling association. Death always seems to hang over our heads. No one knows why he died, and why especially in that closet. Tom Tien was extremely scared, worried that after telling the ghost story, he would be the one killed. But I don't know how I will die in their hearts. Everyone is asking the question, should the Storytelling Association continue to operate? There was silence for a while and someone said, "This is just a game, how can you lose your life, especially since everyone has never seen a ghost? Ghost stories are made up just to scare people. Listen to ghost stories. Anyway, we have to feel the demonic substance. We don't know whether there is a demonic substance in the actual consciousness or not. Maybe young people like to explore psychology. Maybe the police happen to come to investigate. There are also people who want to show their own style among the crowd. But next weekend people still gather here. Tom Tien, why didn't he come? Haven't seen him in a few days, maybe he's scared out of his wits. Let's go see." When everyone arrived at Tom Tien's room, he was still lying on the bed without saying a word. We each advised him, "There's nothing wrong with the incident, but the police are investigating, and the results will come soon. Telling a few stories is to practice courage, to avoid fears." But no matter what people say, he won't get up. Even if he beats him to death, he won't move anymore. Unable to change his mind, everyone went to another room to start telling stories again. This week Thuong Gia Bang tells about a girl he met online. "At that time I was looking for a job. Every year there were thousands of new graduates, so finding a job was very difficult. It's been months since I graduated and I still haven't found a suitable job. Just graduated and unemployed. My girlfriend also broke up with me because of that cruel truth. That was truly my hardest time. No interest in life, very bored inside. Fortunately, with my family's advice, combined with my frugality, I was able to persevere. This room is at the top of the building. The whole building has 9 floors. Luckily there is an elevator, otherwise if I hadn't moved here I would have died of fatigue. Busy all afternoon with work to do. We took the opportunity to go out to eat and explore the surrounding situation a bit. Walking around the building, I saw that many apartments looked empty from the outside because the outside of the door was very dusty and full of spider webs. Yet there are still people inside. I was suspicious as I walked and looked, when suddenly I heard a cat sound. I stood still, next to a room with a half-open door. Out of curiosity, I peeked inside and saw that it was dark and I couldn't see anything clearly. Along the hallway, I peeked at a few other rooms and found them all the same, all dark. Very strange. Even though I knew this was an old building, it wasn't so bad that there wasn't even a single light. I turned my head to look back one last time and saw a few people in the dark night looking out with a tentative intention. I threw away the cigarette butt in my hand and pressed the elevator to go downstairs. Going into the room to rest for a while, I turned on the computer to check the connection speed. From the beginning, I looked at this place because the network layout was very good, plus the room rent was also cheap. After settling down in real life, I turned to focus on my online life, my imaginary life. I can use the power of words to do magic tricks. Just a few seconds later it can make the atmosphere shine. In that world, I like being a drunk who can curse this person, curse that person, and still have people running after to praise me. But in reality, the door suddenly opened, and the landlady burst in from nowhere. I was playing very excitedly and the landlady killed me. Even though I controlled my anger, I also showed my attitude to the boss. How could I just enter someone else's room at will like that? Didn't even bother knocking on the door. Even if you are the homeowner, you cannot bully others. I looked at her, not as a response, but as resistance. She walked in, not caring about those things, looking left and right. Little Shang. Are you playing a game? I don't have the good sense to say yes. This guy, you won't go out and won't talk at all. You look so weak. From now on, you'll have to find your grandmother often to talk to him. I know. She stood next to me watching for a while. Tooth Wang, there's something you need to remember. It's best not to take the elevator. Her face was now full of hatred. Why? Probably because my dad is worried about me. I still hate her just now. She looked like she wanted to say a few curse words but then kept quiet. Instead, there were a few sentences of a sort of supplication. I watched her shadow going down the stairs, maybe because she was old so she wasn't used to the feeling of going up the elevator. T.I. QQ newspaper. I don't have the time to think about that old woman's story anymore. My whole body focused on my chat career. A girl you moved house without telling me. Oh. How did you know I moved house? I often suspect that this strange nickname must belong to an acquaintance next to me. But it's true that this time I moved here, I never told anyone. This girl has known me online since I was about to graduate from college. She introduced herself and said she saw my account online and added my account. But it doesn't matter anymore because the two of us talked very happily, so that's okay. But the special thing here is that she understands my situation very well. Saying it's as clear as the palm of your hand is no exaggeration. Because I haven't been able to hide anything from her yet. It's not like I haven't checked her IP yet. Which I already checked but there was nothing. There are only two possibilities. The first possibility is that she is a real expert who has somehow hidden personal information. The other possibility is that the object actually doesn't exist. In my opinion, she probably belongs to the first category. There's no way you can get past my big book. I admire you very much. Look at your house, you sycophant. Tell me, why did you move house? Don't you know everything finally? There's something you don't know. I added a smug smile at the end of the line. Stop it, stop joking, let's be serious. Because of your girlfriend. Maybe, I don't know, I was originally going to say yes, that's right. But unconsciously, I don't even know if it was because of things with my girlfriend that I moved house or not. Maybe that was half of the reason. Ah, how do you know I clean the house? Tell me, isn't it some special ability? For a long while she didn't answer anything. Then she spoke. Just think of it like that. What's wrong with you? Aren't you happy? I've mentioned this a few times already and every time she's the same, very bland and slow. I tried to change the atmosphere. Tell you, the landlady just told me not to take the elevator. For a while, there was no movement at all. QQ is no longer lit. I thought, this girl must have secretly gone online and her parents caught her. I've known her for almost half a year now, It's her sudden appearance that impresses me. There was also a time when I imagined she was not sure whether she was a lively student or a dignified and gentle girl. Every imagination will one day have an answer. Time passes day by day, every day other than looking for a job. I rarely go out, I stay at home and go online. That girl hasn't been seen online again the day after she appeared. Normal life is boring, and the online world is colorful, so every 3 to 5 days I stay up all night. In the morning, after breakfast, we climbed into bed and went to sleep. But recently, I felt like my lover is gone a lot. That night he stayed up all night and went out early in the morning. There was no one on the street. I also didn't see the two sisters passing by here like usual. A bit disappointed, so after buying breakfast I went home. Seeing 2 or 3 people going in the opposite direction, they walked very fast. When they came close to me, they all glared at me and then moved away. It really made me angry. Speaking of the first time I met 2 sisters walking. That day I woke up both at AMT 81, walking very quickly because I had been up all night and was extremely hungry. I rushed straight to the breakfast place but there was nothing there. The big gate of this house hasn't opened yet, it seems too early. I turned back home, the street lights were still on, the scenery around here was still gloomy. A girl came down from the stairs. She bowed her head so she couldn't see her face clearly, but she could only hear her talking up the stairs. "Hurry up." She wore a white dress, long hair, and a sad face. Walked up the stairs without making any noise. She stood there without moving, waiting for her brother to come down. The big door is still closed at this hour. Where are her sisters preparing to go? After a while, a boy ran down the stairs, looking very cute except for the fact that his face was frowning and looking unhappy. The older sister pulled the boy's hand, pulled his clothes back together, patted the boy's shoulder, and then the 2 sisters led each other away. Seeing that, I reminded the 2 cousins. "I can't get out now, the gate isn't open yet." "Cute young voice, thank you." The older sister just looked at me once and continued. "It's so cold. Why are you so cold? Today's society is truly filled with strange people, and there is no shortage of unapproachable people. A smart person will know how to express through gestures and actions without necessarily having to say everything. Don't let the social context affect your personality and make you lose your own ego." Well said, but the bitter truth is that I couldn't do it. There was the sound of singing Da Huang by Jejo. A white shirt passed by, and the 2 cousins were no longer seen. Maybe they just turned into someone's house. I sing along to the lyrics. Before, I looked at Jejo with special dislike. Seeing him deliberately acting like he was a jerk was very annoying. But you can hear his music anywhere at any time. Gradually I started to feel good. Huang Ban Sun's beautiful lyrics combined with Jechu's nostalgic voice sounds great, very soulful, very meaningful. Maybe someone is right, without Jejo in this decade, society would be boring. The old man in the duty room asked, "Get up so early?" I often go to his place to receive mail, so our relationship is quite close. Older people who don't sleep much often wake up very early. Yes. I played all night, I didn't sleep yet. Hearing me say that, he was sweet. This boy, he's still young, he should know how to stay healthy, he should take care of himself and work. I know, I nodded vigorously. It seems like we shouldn't talk to old people about playing games. "Ah, Ka Bang, what were you doing up there from afar? I saw you standing there alone for half a day. I thought something was up. If you didn't come here, I was planning to go there to see what happened." "Where?" I see something unusual. The old man and I were talking about a place just a short distance from where I was standing. Even though it's not quite bright, it's enough to see everything. Why did the old man see me but not the two sisters in the tree ahead? Too difficult so understand. She's wearing a very eye-catching white shirt. I thought to myself, maybe the tree was blocking the old man's view at that time. It is also possible that his eyes cannot see clearly at a distance. Saying goodbye to the old man, I quickly went back to my room, afraid that something bad would happen to me. When I got back to my room, I immediately crawled into my warm nest. Reward yourself with a puff of smoke. Being on a high floor is different, it's so quiet and lonely. In this strange place I have no relatives. If something unexpected happened, no one would ask. Thinking about it made me feel a bit sad. It's been a while since I've had time to calm down and think. Living like these past few days I feel like I've gone a bit overboard. Wasting time like that and not knowing what to say to everyone. Inhaling the smoke, I remembered the memories of the past. Remember the scene when I went to school, remember the time with her and even the scene of me and my friends in college sharing the same dormitory. I remember the hopeful eyes of my parents. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I smoked a cigarette, changed my clothes and went to sleep. I decided, get some sleep, go look for a job tomorrow, it can't continue like this forever. I was so sleepy that I couldn't sleep deeply when I heard the sound of people walking back and forth in the hallway. I ignored it but also knew that it was the landlady who was probably pondering whether to knock on my door or not. After much hesitation, she also knocked on the door. She was definitely planning to advise me to quickly find a job and not let this situation happen again. She knocked on the door but no one answered. She probably thought I wasn't home. She left and I fell asleep. I review my knowledge and am about to take the graduate school exam. Take advantage of the time. I had to do countless math, physics, chemistry problems, memorize all kinds of formulas and laws. I fought for every minute and every second. Jam. The door opened. It was the younger brother I met the day before. He ran closer and innocently said, "Have you seen my story?" Without bothering to turn around, I'll look carefully in my drawer. "Brother, I'll tell you something secret that you can't tell anyone else." "Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I just failed the exam, I'm afraid my parents will know." "Throw it away and your parents want to see how you did on the test." This boy really didn't think about the consequences. He was also frantic. "Good brother, when the time comes, I'll lie for you and say that because I wasn't careful, I lost your cards." I don't know when the boy's parents scolded him. They slapped the boy's face fiercely. "How many points did you get this time?" The boy looked down. I passed. The exam was accidentally lost by him." "I passed. How long has it been since you passed the exam? Do you remember what you said last time? This time you still dare to fail, I will beat you to death now. Quickly take the exam out and see." The boy's pleading eyes looked at me. I also feel so helpless. Children should pay attention to their studies and not just love playing video games or reading comic books. If I tolerate the boy, I don't know if it will have any big impact on him in the future. So I stood there without saying anything. The father was very angry. "You dare to lie, if you don't bring the exam here today, see if I will kill you. Your teacher said that you haven't studied lately. It's the kind of person who passed." Strange. He held a wooden stick and walked straight towards the boy. I quickly urged the boy, "Hurry up and take out your exam, your parents will know sooner or later, and the teacher will also call them to know." The frightened boy cried loudly and walked out. Before going out, He looked at me as if complaining, as if he was really disappointed, and very sad. "I'll go find my sister. It's midnight and he hasn't come back yet." I quickly went to look. I thoroughly searched every corner of the house. But I don't know where the boy got into. If I had known that he would react strongly, I would have told him a few lies. I looked everywhere in the caves and alleys around this house but still couldn't find him anywhere. I worriedly raised my head and saw that the moon was full tonight. It seemed like there was a dark shadow on the roof. Someone. Who else is up there this late? Could it be the boy? I looked closely again. That's right, the boy. What was he doing climbing up there that night? Quickly get down, it's very dangerous up there. The boy didn't say a word, walking alone on the roof. It's all my fault today. Come down here and we'll meet your parents and talk about the exam again. The boy stopped and looked at me with hatred. You guys are bullying me, I'm going to find my sister. The boy jumped from the floor and fell right in front of me. My whole body was sweating profusely. I was awakened by the boy's loud scream. It turns out I just had a nightmare. On the 1st of the 7th lunar month, departures, groundbreaking, and weddings are forbidden. I woke up early, because I slept too much yesterday, so my eyes are a bit swollen today. Buy something for breakfast first. Just standing in front of the elevator door, I heard a child crying on the stairs. Remembering the dream I had 2 days ago, I was scared. What's wrong with the boy? He just sat on the ground and cried non-stop. I sat next to it. I can't find you anywhere. Her face was wet with tears. So what's your name? Luang Luang. As soon as he finished speaking, he cried even more bitterly. There is also the sound of a baby crying somewhere around here. But it sounds like it's coming from all 4 directions. The landlady ran closer. Tu Thuong, who are you talking to? Luang Liang. I pointed at the boy. Looking at my grandmother's suspicious face, I turned to the boy and could no longer see him. I went downstairs to continue shopping for morning gifts. These days I often take the stairs because I heard that walking up several flights of stairs a day can burn a lot of calories. After breakfast, I immediately went to look for a job. From morning to afternoon I couldn't find anything. The first thing I do when I get home is turn on the phone. I replied to my friends' messages and left them on QQ. Go to the Nantai website to see if there's anything going on. It wasn't until the evening of Tit Tittle that the girl from the previous chat appeared. How have you been lately? Last time I was online and my dad discovered me and didn't have time to say goodbye. I'm still the same. What about you? Did your dad scold you after saying that? I knew I had said something wrong. This lady is so quick to cry. You look down on me a bit. Accompanied by an angry face. I said it wrong. That's right. So are you stealing online today? Yes, I'll just go up for a moment. How do you feel about what the landlady said? What's going on? I have not found the answer. You shouldn't take the elevator. Nowadays, it's still so old-fashioned. Let's forget about this urgent matter. So why do you believe I have special abilities? At most, you are now a good computer guy. If you have more special abilities, you will become a superhero. I burst out laughing. This girl often pretends to be an astrologer. Without saying anything else, she left. Bored alone, I got up and walked around to circulate my blood. Remembering that I told the girl about the stairs, I went there to see what happened. The outside appearance is still the same, there's nothing strange, it's lightly parked on the 5th floor, it's completely normal. So why do both of them remind me? Just before I turned around, I heard a rustling sound inside. Whether there was someone inside or not, they kept parking on the 5th floor. This time I knocked on the stairway door because I heard the sound of TITI. Very clearly inside the stairs. Is there anyone in there? Yes, I'm locked in here. Help me. Is a girl. I quickly pressed the engine switch repeatedly but it didn't work. The elevator just stopped there. It's dangerous, it's broken. Some people are stuck in there, without enough oxygen, they can easily suffocate. Quickly, I called an ambulance immediately. The permanent staff came immediately, preparing to break the door when they lightly pressed the button to control the elevator door and it opened and there was no one inside. I cannot believe in my eyes. Try your best to explain yourself to the staff. They looked at me and just laughed and then said, better not take the elevator next time. On the 2nd of the 7th lunar month, you should get married, break ground, and avoid traveling. Today I also woke up early to take the elevator down to the 10th floor. With a click, it stopped. The door opened and 2 cousins entered. The older sister was still extremely cold and kept a distance from me unlike her younger brother. Why did you run away without saying anything yesterday? Luang is not allowed to talk to strangers. He timidly looked at his sister and then at me. Hearing that, I smiled wryly. Having said that, I could only retreat. Brother, have you seen my scorecard? He whispered a few words to me and then immediately regained his courage. I teased the boy, no, maybe Luang threw it away somewhere. The voice was very strict and angry. How many times have I told you not to talk to strangers? The boy was so scared that he looked down. Luang looked so pitiful. Coming out of the stairs I headed towards the labor market. This whole day wasn't any better. When I get home, the first thing I do is turn on the computer. I also hope to meet that chat friend again. Waited all night but she never came online. Feeling sleepy, I turned off the phone and went to bed, but I heard a faint sound of crying. I couldn't sleep anymore, my adventurous blood was rising again, so I opened the door to take a look. Luang sat on the stairs crying and seeing it made him sad. Among Luang's cries, there was also the cry of a newborn baby. As soon as the baby quieted down, the newborn's voice also fell silent. Luang, why aren't you home yet? I sat back, chasing mosquitoes around for the boy. Dear, have you seen my academic record? I frowned, the scoreboard was gone. That's all, the boy's parents didn't have to torture him like that. At night like this, you still have me looking for you. It's too much. I'm gentle. Where do you put it? Slowly think, do you keep it in a book or some notebook? I can't remember, do you really not see? I've never really seen it. If I can't find you, you won't need me anymore, the boy cried even harder. How can I not need you? Be good Luang. Don't cry anymore, you don't let me talk to strangers, so I left you here, the boy said, sobbing up and down. So where is your house? I'll take you home. Tin. The elevator door opened. A long shadow was illuminated by a street light. It moved towards me, I have to say that because I didn't see its legs move at all, they were just straight. My heart was beating wildly because the shadow came very quickly. I closed my eyes in fear, but when I opened them I couldn't see it anymore. And even Luang was nowhere to be seen. The landlady gently opened the door, seeing that everything was still peaceful, then gently closed the door. I couldn't find the boy, so I prepared to go home. I immediately saw my sister standing right behind me. I was angry. How could there be someone like you? You make me so angry. Have you seen my brother? Hearing her voice was so prickly and uncomfortable at all. He was still here just now. He probably didn't know you were coming, so he ran away. She just needs to know that and leave. These two sisters are very different from each other. I was curious, so I kept looking. The boy was discovered by his sister. Luang, stop for me. She immediately grabbed the boy's hand. Those two shadows gradually walked away, full of resignation. I also left. Along the hallway I kept seeing people sticking their heads out to listen to what was going on. It was so funny. Suddenly I remembered that I had also dreamed of a boy looking everywhere for exam papers. As for why I searched, I don't know the reason. It's true that life and dreams often have strange overlaps. The two cousins just look like that, but it's probably not something spooky. It's too late today, let's go online another day. Go to sleep now. On the 5th of the 7th lunar month, people should travel, break ground, and avoid weddings. Today is Saturday and the job market is not open. When I get a chance, I sleep to my heart's content. Get up, turn on the computer and go wash your face. T.I. I ran in to see, it was her chat friend. Are you there? The message has been sent for 5 minutes. Was about to answer. Why are you only going online now? Did you sleep in? The sun has already reached the top of the bamboo. This time you're wrong. I woke up very early. It wasn't even dawn yet. I said that without any shame on my face. Really? I quickly found another topic of conversation. Why are you so free today? Is there no one at home? Today is also free. It's great, in the same city, I can meet someone who is as leisurely as me. Let's meet each other. I feel like saying that probably won't work. Sure enough, her neck went out in the dark. Just talk and talk, there's no need to meet. The internet is full of beautiful people. She appeared again. Are you sure you want to see me? I sighed and went out to brush my teeth. I'm almost 25 years old and I'm still so impatient. T.I. I didn't go over to see who it was, but after making a cup of coffee, I sat down on the machine. You really don't want to see me? It depends on you, because I'm not afraid of meeting you. Girl, so let me think about what style I should wear to meet you now. Okay, I'll come with a disfigured face. I sent her a picture of the devil. At least she can't be worse than a ghost. So let's choose a place and time. Really? So good. Good news. At first I was just going to say it as a joke, but I didn't expect that she would actually agree to meet me. I'm extremely excited. July 7th, morning, 8 a.m, let's meet at Longdin Park, let's compete to see who comes first. July 7th, I calculated that one would be the next day. Longdin Park is not far from here. She's probably around here too. I specially sent her a reminder letter. Then take a look in front of the mirror. She sent back, are you sure you're doing your makeup? There's nothing left to say. She's caught off guard even at this point. I feel so pitiful. I want to meet her more and more. Now, do you believe that there is something strange about the building I live in? It's just strange, but is there anything worthy or unreliable? Tell me what's strange. I told the story of two sisters who spent all day looking for scoreboards. Do you find it strange? Of course, but everyone in this area seems to be afraid of me. Luckily, only the landlady treats me like a normal person. Yes. It's really strange. But have you ever thought about why? I expressed my opinion, maybe the people here are used to living in isolation. Therefore, it is. Especially there are people who I have never seen talking to people around them. Or like those two sisters, it's like they're homeless children. Solar calendar, July 7th, avoid traveling, avoid weddings, avoid breaking ground. Today is Monday. I went to bed a bit late. When I woke up it was already 8 a.m. I frantically washed my face and changed clothes to go out. Although there is a recruitment conference at the job market today, I have a more important appointment. It's late, I'll take the elevator quickly. Before I even set foot in the elevator, I heard what sounded like a child crying. I also felt a bit scared because the landlord's instructions kept echoing. I carefully looked around and didn't see anything suspicious. Entering the elevator, I pressed the control button. The elevator doesn't go down but goes straight up to the top floor. I was busy looking at the advertisements plastered all over the elevator. The door opened, I looked up and saw a girl entering. A beautiful, nostalgic face, loose hair, wearing a white dress. Her appearance is as innocent and pure as a student's, but her gentle personality will make many people love her. The elevator door closed, the girl stood in a corner, her eyes looking distant and lifeless. Oh, but her feet are wearing high heels, why can't I hear her footsteps? The atmosphere is so quiet, let's just talk to her. Are you going out today? Yes. The girl didn't even turn to look at me. I don't know if she's intentionally being cold towards me or if her personality is like that. The elevator started going down. How could I hope it would go down quickly so I could get out of this boring place? This damn elevator sucks. It vibrated and then stood still. The girl pressed the control button several times to no avail. I looked at the clock, it was 8:10. Time just passed by. The girl pressed the control button more and more frantically, the stubbornness of someone with strength. If you don't have time, please excuse yourself, the teacher will agree. Seeing her hurried manner, I thought about my date, so it was ruined. There is an emergency button on the switch, I pressed it several times but it had no effect. It's broken. I picked up the phone to call the service staff, but there was no signal in this ancient elevator. Can't wait. I'm graduating today, she said while crying. Oh. I also forgot, today July 7th is the annual graduation exam day. My student days are over, so I don't pay attention to this matter anymore. This is not the time. It's 8:37 a.m. The girl hurriedly tried to kick the door with all her might while holding her face in her hands while crying. I couldn't look her in the face, I could only look at her through the 4 shiny stainless steel panels of the elevator. The more I looked at her, the more uneasy I became. I heard noises from the elevator next door, which was still working normally. Then we were so unlucky again. I tried to be patient, and comfort her. All the effort she had prepared for this day was gone. This exam will probably affect her whole life. Calm down, calm down. Actually, having said that, I'm also very worried. I'm worried she's gone and I won't see her again. Quickly open the door. Open the door. Let me out. Let me out. It's 8:52 already. Suddenly the elevator vibrated. The light switch on the 10th floor lights up. Look, the elevator is ready to use. I pulled her attention. But she was a demon on the ground, her spirit completely collapsed. It's too late now, there's nothing you can do about it. Standing quietly next to her, I really wanted to comfort her at this moment. I wanted to wipe her tears but I hesitated for a long time. I patted the girl's shoulder and found it empty. I felt my hands clapping the air. This surprise stunned me. The elevator's floor clock showed 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, all those details made my head turn white. I can't think of anything anymore. The elevator is about to go down. I fainted in despair. The elevator continued down, 1, 2, 3. I don't know how long it took for me to no longer be able to stand and had to lean on the elevator handrail. The girl was exhausted from fatigue, her hair was loose, and her clothes were too messy. I panicked. 5, maybe I saw wrong. No mistake, 5 is real. Where does this -5 floor come from? I've never heard of a basement here before. Holding onto the wall, slowly standing up to regain my composure, I felt even more that there was something unusual about that girl. Don't dare to think too much at this time, you will be extremely panicked. Perhaps this is indeed a female ghost. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I feel like it will be better. To avoid alarming it, I had to sit motionless for a long time, causing my arms and legs to go numb. It was very difficult to press button number 1, but it did not light up. I pressed it again and again without success. It made me lose all hope. Looking at that female ghost, I was afraid that if she suddenly looked back, she would discover her. It's so hateful, it doesn't fail early, it doesn't fail late, and it fails right at this moment. This female ghost remained silent, so I fumbled and pressed the open button. It was truly a disaster. The door opened and the witch stood up. I didn't dare to move. The witch rushed out, missed a step and fell down. I looked around, there was nothing, it was empty. There was hot air rising. I looked down and saw a stove with a very red fire. It is also the only light source of this room. Walking slowly to the open door, I felt lost. The stove makes the cold air much less scary. Tooth Wang. Wake up. I opened my eyes and saw many people around me looking at me. Child, what's wrong? The landlady shook me awake with a worried look on her face. She loved me alone, far from home, doing all kinds of extra work, so she took care of me from food to sleep. Why is everyone here around me? People gathered around me. Before I could move, I felt pain all over my body. What did you do to faint in the elevator? If you hadn't woken up just now, everyone would have called an ambulance. Have you seen the girl standing with me in the stairs? I remembered I still didn't know her name. Girl, it's only you, where can I find anyone else? As she spoke, she clasped her hands together and bowed to the 4 directions and 8 directions as if asking for divine blessings to chase away evil spirits from this place. I can only remember what happened before I fainted, but after that I don't know anything. The landlady mumbled a few words. I told you not to go up those stairs, but you didn't listen. What time is it now, ma'am? I remembered I had an appointment and quickly looked for my watch. No need to watch, it's 9 o'clock. No, I have an appointment. Not listening to everyone's advice, I decided to go and waited there for a long time. Just for the reason of wanting to meet that girl with strange abilities to see if she knows what's going on around me. But I can't wait for the person who needs to wait. 1 month later, on the 7th of the 8th lunar month, we should depart, break ground, and get married. Now I also have a job at a large electronics company. Basic salary and benefits are also quite good. Today I woke up early and was about to be late, but looking at the elevator I couldn't help but feel scared. Since what happened last time, I became very sick a few days later, causing my landlady to have to take care of me in the hospital all the time. Luckily without her, my illness would not have improved so quickly. Only later did I suspect she was talking about the girl's story. A few years ago, at that time Tumai was still a high school girl with very good academic ability. It was very difficult for her to prepare well for the graduation exam. Unfortunately, that day she left home from school very early, but halfway up the elevator ride, the elevator broke down and stood still. The repairman didn't arrive until noon. After repairing the elevator, everyone realized the girl had died in the elevator. After the old woman finished speaking, she sighed with red eyes. "Now I know her name. How did you my die?" "Some people say that my died of suffocation. Some people say that she died because she couldn't take the exam, so she committed suicide. But she was the only one in there, so how could anyone know what was going on go out?" What happens later? From now on, every year on July 7th, the elevator breaks down for no reason. And other people sometimes still see Mai's shadow hanging around the elevator. Not only that, but some people also hear her screaming in the stairwell. That's why, after many years, people here still don't dare to take the elevator. Some people even saw the girl leading her younger brother up the stairs. But everyone said it was lucky she was never harmed anyone. Luang and that girl are siblings. I don't know what the girl's family did to have such poor fortune, having 2 children, both of them dead. That is to say, Luang loved to have fun since he was young. When his sister was still alive, someone reminded him to educate him. But his academic performance never improved. After his sister passed away, the child's studies became worse and worse. He was scolded by his parents every day. Having been beaten many times, the boy became panicked. Luang thought of going to his sister to confide in him, so he jumped down from the stairs. So it turns out is so. That's why people often see the 2 cousins together, right? Oh. With that, this building has turned into a haunted house. Yet people still dare to stay here. Haunted house. The landlady seemed unfamiliar with that word. Repeated the sentence with displeasure. There's nothing wrong with a dead cousin not daring to stay here. Not dead, so how did you meet those 2 people? How is that possible? Yes, everyone here is like that. No one in this building has died yet. The old woman's voice softened slightly. What? Ah, there's one more thing I need to tell you. If you want to be reincarnated, you have to choose a demon to take your place or you won't have another chance. I completely didn't understand what she was saying. I was confused and didn't know. How long has it been? I only remember having a nightmare. In that nightmare, the image of my girlfriend gradually faded away. I dreamed of jumping from a high place. Someone asked in a shaky voice, "So he's dead too?" Of course, what else do you think? Look at everyone's scared looks. Ka Bang was extremely pleased. If it were always like that, everyone would know he was just telling gossip. Hoy. But this time is different. Today is the weekend, and someone is already missing. In the dark night, everyone sat quietly without a sound as if to see if there were really ghosts around. Clang, a small sound like something had just fallen to the ground made some people startled. What's that sound? From where? Everyone was guessing when there was a voice. Could it be that there is someone in the bookcase? With just one sentence, we were all scared and ran into the room. Thuong Gia Bang saw the story he told was a great success and was very pleased when people rioted like birds that had lost their nest. He leisurely walked back to his room. When I got back to the room, the light in the room was broken. It only turned on for a while and then went out. The room was dark. The strong wind made the windows bang continuously. The scene seemed like something out of a ghost movie, nothing scary at all. Living alone in this room, he is not afraid of anything, not afraid of the dark, Not afraid of ghosts, only afraid of thieves. Turn on the room light, turn off the room light. Turn on the bedside light, turn off the bedside light. Turn on the bathroom light, it's all the same. That's really strange, I don't know what's wrong with the lights today. Or the voltage is not stable. He walked around the room looking for anything to light but couldn't find anything. Luckily my eyes are used to the dark. It's too cold, go close the window first. About to turn back to pour a glass of water, when he raised his head he saw the camera lying on the chair, the lid was open and emitting a dim blue light. If you weren't paying attention you wouldn't be able to see it clearly. When he got closer, he saw the camera facing straight at him. How is this possible? I didn't take the camera out and I didn't even put the camera in automatic mode. There's someone else trying to scare me. Why am I afraid of these trivial things? Packing up the camera and putting it away, he saw a shadow inside the camera. Judging by the appearance, it doesn't belong to someone from this area. He looked inside and only saw Tom Tien waving his hand invitingly. End of chapter 3, see you again in the next chapter.
Thank you for taking the time to watch Ghost Stories video. Hopefully the content has brought you interesting and meaningful moments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Ghost Stories YouTube channel to follow the channel's next videos. See you in the next video. Have a good day.